She gonna go back to her office, or I guess wait,
You
depending.
can hear him, right?
I can hear you.
Yes, she's gonna say, Judge.
Calling cause number 2022 DCM 6393. This is in the interest of ATF. This is a final hearing on a modification. Announcement of council.
Your Honor, Mark Davis, representing Christopher Fair, ready to proceed.
Okay, and Ms. Graciela Pastrana, formerly known as Morales, is also present via Zoom. If I can get both parties to unmute and raise their right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And Ms. Pastrana, you are still muted. Let's get you to unmute and then answer, please.
Yes.
All right. And Ms. Pastrana, you are representing yourself here today, correct? Ms. Pastrana, you are representing yourself here today, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And everybody is ready to proceed?
Ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Okay, the court will take judicial notice of all the prior orders in this case, and I will allow you all to do this through a proffer. So, Mr. Davis, if you want to go ahead and proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before proceeding with testimony, I'm going to ask the court to take judicial notice of evidence that was received into evidence during the temporary orders on this case, and I believe it was the 13th of February 2026, about 6 weeks ago.
Court will take judicial notice of all the prior proceedings as well as the prior testimony.
And
right.
with that, Your Honor, a review of the temporary orders, it has not been reduced to an order, but I'm sure you have notes, but Mr. Ferrier's, he was already the primary conservator before the hearing, and at that hearing on the 13th of February, his child support was terminated, and Ms. Pastrana's possessions and access was Saturday 10 to 8 and Sunday 10 to 8, and that was on the first, third, and fifth weekends of the month. But if Mr. Ferrier was working, then it would be switched to the third and fourth. My client was to do the driving. In other words, he would do the pick up and drop off of Athena. And at that time, Ms. Pastrana was not ordered to pay child support. That's sort of a summary of the orders, Judge, and we're going to that's pretty similar to the relief I'm asking for today. So at this time, I would call Mr. Ferrier.
Okay, so Mr. Davis, you're basically asking that the temporary orders be, the final orders be consistent with the temporary orders?
Yes, Judge, there's a couple minor changes that I'm going to be asking for today, and those are that the parties use app close. As I recited, my client is doing the pickup and drop off. We want to keep that because Ms. Pastrana doesn't have a driver's license, so he'll continue to pick up and drop off the child during Ms. Pastrana's periods of possession. And there is going to be some testimony which you've already heard about special costs due to the child's autism, and I'm going to ask that court consider that as part of child support. That's the only differences I intend to seek today.
Okay. All right, you may proceed.
Thank you. I'll call Mr. Christopher Fair. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Christopher James Ferrer.
Okay, and you were present and testified during temporary orders on this case during February, is that right?
That's correct.
And at that time, the judge named you and Ms. Pastrana temporary joint managing conservators with you as primary. Do you recall that?
That's correct.
Okay. And how old is Athena, your daughter?
4 years old, turning 5 in October.
Okay, and she is the only child under this order, under this cause number that we're talking about, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. At that time, the judge made some changes from the prior order that you're seeking to modify. I'd like to know how that's been going for Athena.
It's been going good. The weekends has been going good. It's been consistent. She has a routine. She's happy. She's thriving.
She's thriving?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I know that the judge ordered that she would have first, third, and fifth weekends, Saturday 10 to 8, Sunday. Do you recall that?
Yes.
But in fact, I think Mom is seeing her even more than that. Isn't that true?
Yes, on weekends.
Now she's seeing her every weekend?
Every weekend, that's correct.
And is that in the best interest of your daughter?
That's correct.
Okay. You're asking that the orders remain the same, but you certainly have the option of if you're available to drive and so forth, so that she can exercise every weekend?
Yes.
Okay, very good. How do you guys communicate?
Through text message or phone call.
Okay, and you've heard me explain what app close is prior to this hearing?
Yes.
It's a program that you can communicate with Ms. Pastrana regarding your daughter, and she can communicate with you. However, the judge would have access and be able to see these communications.
Yes.
Okay, and are you asking the judge order that all future communications between you and Ms. Pastrana regarding your daughter should be through app close?
Yes.
Okay. You have a child care provider that you use, is that right?
That's correct.
And that your child care provider is Sunny Fabian?
Yes.
Okay. How often do you use her services to care for your daughter?
Very often. Every day I'm working.
Okay, when she's with your daughter the whole time you're at work?
Yes.
And
Or
you're,
if she's at school, then she picks her up from the daycare while I'm at work.
I see. And does she have any special training in children with autism?
Yes. She's dealt with children with autism prior. She has a lot of experience with children with autism.
Okay. And how is your daughter doing with Ms. Fabian?
She's doing great.
Okay, and Ms. Fabian, I realize she's not on camera, but she's here present before the judge today, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and how much does Ms. Fabian charge you per week?
Per week about 300. The other week 360. So total for 2 weeks about 660 every 2 weeks.
Okay, and this is not really daycare. This is specialty care for your daughter because of the autism?
Yes.
Are you asking that half of that be charged as child support to Ms. Pastrana?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And you say your child's also in daycare?
Yes, she is.
How often is she in daycare?
Monday through Friday, from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
And how much does that cost?
$37 a day plus extra expenses when they have to get her diapers, food, extra clothes if she wears her diaper and things of that nature. So it can range anywhere from like $600 to $800 additional every month.
Okay, average $700 a month.
Yeah, I can say that. Yeah.
Okay, and you're asking that cost be split between you and Ms. Pastrana?
Yes.
When you were here on temporary orders, the judge terminated your child support. I think it was about $1,300 a month. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, and although the judge ordered it, has money continued to be taken out of your check?
Yes.
And are you asking for credit for that amount in the final order so that your child support would terminate as of March 1st,
Yes, that would be nice.
2026?
Yes.
Okay. Has Ms. Pastrana returned any of that money to you?
No.
Okay. Where does Ms. Pastrana live?
And a hotel right next to McDonald's.
That has not changed since the temporary orders?
No.
How long has she been living in that hotel next to McDonald's?
A few months now, it's about more or less.
And prior to that, where did she live?
In a room. In a room across the street from the homeless shelter she came out of. So that was 511 California.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Do you remember at one time the judge admonishing her about getting a driver's license?
Yes.
Has she gotten a driver's license to your knowledge?
No.
She gotten a job that you know of?
No.
These orders, you're asking the court to continue with these changes. Is that in the best interest of your daughter?
Yes.
And she's thriving? Is that the word you described?
She's thriving. Consistent routine. With autism, it has to be consistent. Anything that fluctuates outside of that, she has a hard time adjusting to. Easily frustrated, her routine is off, angry, tantrums. So the routine is really important. It creates a safe environment for her to actually learn.
And that's what she's getting now.
That's what she's getting now.
You don't doubt that her mother loves her very much, just like you do?
No, I don't doubt that at all.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Pastrana, is there anything you would like to let the court know today?
I do have a job. I am working, and it was a studio apartment, and it wasn't across the street from the shelter. It was like probably 2 or 3 streets away from the shelter.
Okay, are you still in a hotel right now?
Yes, I am currently.
Anything else you'd like to share with the court?
No,
All right, and are you working?
yes.
And where do you work?
I work at the hotel.
Okay. All right, and how much do you make?
The job that I have is $10 an hour.
And how many hours a week do you work?
It depends, maybe 8, sometimes 9. It depends on the day.
All right. Anything further, Mr. Davis?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Anything else you'd like to share with me, Ms. Pastrana?
No, that's it.
And do you have any other children?
No. It's just her.
All right. The court will find it has jurisdiction over the parties in the subject matter, that all the prerequisites have been met. I will find that the following orders are in the best interest of the minor child. The parties are appointed joint managing conservators, with Mr. Ferreira having the exclusive right to determine residence within El Paso County. Respondent is awarded a standard possession order as currently ordered, with the same terms and provisions in terms of exchanges that are in the temporary orders. The court will find and make a minimum wage presumption and order child support in the amount of $230 per month beginning May the 1st of 2026, payable by Ms. Pastrana to the petitioner in each month thereafter. If monies have been withheld and if they're being held by the OAG, they are to be returned to Mr. Ferrer. If Ms. Pastrana receives any dispersion of child support by Mr. Ferrer, they are to be immediately returned to him within 7 days of receipt via a traceable method. The court will impose the Big Four injunctions and will also have them continue to use the app close. Is there anything else, Mr. Davis, that I missed?
No, Judge, you covered everything.
All right, I will go ahead and give you an entry of judgment for April the 22nd by submission. Good luck to you both, and y'all are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So she's got to pay 900?